cruise lines made over $847 million last year from hidden cabin-related charges that blindsided travelers over 60. You walk into your stateroom thinking the hard part of travel is over, but you wrong. That cabin has been occupied by 340 different passengers this year alone, and the 18-minute cleaning window means corners get cut every single day. One wrong move in your first half hour on board can turn a $2,000 dream vacation into a $4,500 financial nightmare. Today, I'm exposing the 20 things cruise lines hope seniors never check. From bogus damage fees to the mini fridge trap, secret number 14 gets more seniors hit with charges than all others combined. 20. Photograph everything before you touch anything. On a cruise ship, you are guilty until proven innocent when it comes to cabin damage. Most passengers think the ship's maintenance team keeps a perfect log of every scratch, but the truth is, the system relies on the final person standing in the room. Take the case of a 68-year-old traveler from Tampa who sailed on a Carnival ship last spring. She walked into her balcony cabin, unpacked, and enjoyed a beautiful week at sea. On disembarkation day, she was shocked to find a $340 carpet stain fee on her final statement. The stain was actually there when she boarded, hidden slightly under the bed skirt, but because she didn't report it within the first hour, the cruise line assumed she caused it. This matters because damage claims are often processed 24 to 48 hours after you've already left the ship and headed to the airport. By then, you have no access to the room to defend yourself. Without evidence, your word means nothing against a billion-dollar billing department. Cruise lines bank on you being too exhausted from boarding to bother with an inspection. But here's the catch. The crew is instructed to look for these exact issues during the turnover, and if they missed it, you become the convenient fall guy for the previous guest's mistake. Pull out your phone the second you open that door, take a 60-second video walkthrough of the entire cabin, and zoom in on carpets, furniture, and bathroom fixtures while stating the date and time out loud. 19. Check for bedbug evidence immediately. Cruise ships have bedbug incidents more often than they ever publicize, and they rely on you not looking until it's far too late. Most cruisers assume a high-end line like Royal Caribbean or Celebrity is immune to pests, but these bugs are world-class hitchhikers. A 72-year-old from Phoenix learned this the hard way when she spent her entire 7-night Caribbean cruise covered in painful, itchy red welts. She hadn't checked the mattress seams on day 1, and by day 3, the infestation in her sofa bed was so bad she required $280 in onboard medical treatments. Because her travel insurance didn't cover pest-related medical care, she was forced to pay out of pocket while the ship was too full to move her to a new cabin. This isn't just about the bites, it's about your home. If those bugs get into your luggage, you're bringing a multi-$1,000 extermination bill back to your own house. The cruise line will offer a deep clean of your room, but they rarely offer a full refund for a ruined vacation. You must be your own health inspector the moment you cross the threshold. Before your luggage even touches the bed, pull back all 4 corners of the mattress and check the headboard crevices for tiny rust-colored spots or small black dots. 18. Remove the decorative germ magnets. Those decorative throw pillows and bed runners are rarely cleaned and are essentially germ magnets, staying in constant rotation. Most passengers think these items add a touch of luxury to the stateroom, but the truth is far more disgusting. A 70-year-old from Seattle developed a severe respiratory infection just 3 days into her MSC cruise. It was later determined by the ship's doctor that she had been napping directly on the decorative throw pillows. Those pillows had been handled, sat on, and even stepped on by hundreds of passengers over the previous 2 months without a single deep cleaning. In the 18-minute turnover window between guests, stewards are under immense pressure to focus on high-priority items like sheets and towels. Decorative items simply get a quick fluff and are placed back on the bed for the next guest to touch. This matters for seniors especially, as our immune systems can be more susceptible to the bacteria trapped in heavy, non-washable fabrics. You are essentially sharing a pillow with every stranger who stayed in that room since the last dry cleaning cycle, which could have been 60 days ago. The second you enter the cabin, move all throw pillows and the bed runner to the top shelf of the closet or under the sofa and leave them there until the day you leave. 17. Test the holy trinity of cabin germs. The TV remote, the cabin phone, and the door handles are the single dirtiest items in any stateroom, and they are almost never properly sanitized. Most travelers worry about the buffet or the public elevators, but the real danger is sitting on your bedside table. A 66-year-old Denver resident contracted a nasty case of norovirus on day 2 of her cruise, which she eventually traced back to the TV remote. It's the one item every single guest touches for hours, yet it's the hardest for a busy steward to wipe down effectively between the tiny buttons. If you touch that remote and then touch your eyes or eat a snack, you've just bypassed every hand sanitizing station on the ship. This matters because a single day of illness can cost you hundreds of dollars in missed excursions and specialty dining reservations. Cruise lines do their best, but they are fighting a losing battle against time. They hope you won't think about who held that phone or touched that thermostat right before you. Pack a small pack of Clorox or alcohol wipes in your carry-on and wipe down the TV remote, phone, and all door handles before you even unpack your first suitcase. 16. Run the bathroom stress test immediately. Bathroom malfunctions can take 24 to 48 hours to fix once the ship leaves the port, and a broken toilet can effectively end your vacation. Most seniors assume that if a cabin is assigned, everything must be in working order, but the truth is that the plumbing on a ship is a complex, fragile vacuum system. A 69-year-old traveler from Atlanta turned on her shower on embarkation night and watched in horror as the water pooled around her ankles. The drain was completely clogged with hair from the previous guest, and maintenance was so backlogged they couldn't get to her until the next afternoon. She missed her first morning at the private island because she had to stay in the cabin to let the repair crew in. This matters because ships carry very limited spare parts and a small plumbing staff. If 10 cabins have issues on day 1, and you're number 11 on the list, you're stuck using public restrooms in your bathrobe for 2 days. Don't let a little leak become a week-long disaster because you waited until midnight to report it. Flush the toilet 3 times, run the shower for 30 seconds to check the drain, and test the sink's hot water the very first time you enter the bathroom. 15. Crank the AC and start your 20-minute timer. Air conditioning failures are the #1 cabin complaint for travelers over 60, and they take the longest to repair at sea. Most cruisers think the room feels warm because the door was left open during cleaning, but the reality might be a dead compressor. A 71-year-old from Phoenix didn't bother testing her AC until she was ready for bed at 11 p.m. By then, the cabin had climbed to a stifling 78 degrees. When she called maintenance, she was told the night shift couldn't handle mechanical repairs, and she'd have to wait until 9 a.m. She spent her first night of vacation sweating and unable to sleep, which ruined her energy for the next day's activities. The reason this happens is simple. If you report an AC issue in the afternoon while the ship is still in port, you are a priority. If you wait until the ship is moving, you're just another name on a long list of warm rooms. Cruise lines bank on you not noticing the temperature until you've already settled in and unpacked. Immediately set the thermostat to the coldest setting upon entry and check back in 20 minutes. If it isn't blowing ice-cold air, head straight to guest services. 14. Conduct the noise and neighbor audit. You only have a tiny 2-hour window to request a cabin change for noise issues before the ship is declared fully booked. Most seniors choose their cabins based on the deck plan, but deck plans don't show you where the heavy machinery or the party zones are. A Chicago senior booked a midship interior cabin to save money, thinking it would be quiet. She didn't realize she was directly under the ship's galley, where heavy carts were rolled across the floor starting at 4 a.m. every morning. By the time she complained on the second morning, the ship was at 104% capacity and there were 0 rooms left to move her to. She spent the entire week exhausted and miserable. This matters because once you sleep in that bed and unpack your clothes, the crew is much less motivated to move you. They want you to just deal with it, so they don't have to clean another room. You have to be the squeaky wheel before the ship pulls away from the pier. Stand in the center of your cabin in total silence for 60 seconds to listen for engine vibrations, galley noise, or loud neighbors. And if it's loud now, demand a move immediately. 13. Meet your cabin steward in the first 30 minutes. Your cabin steward controls access to secret comfort items that most passengers never even know exist. Most cruisers think they should stay out of the cruise way on day 1, but the truth is, the first 30 minutes is the only time you'll have their full attention. A 73-year-old from Boston sought out her steward immediately and asked for a foam mattress topper. Because she was first, she got the last one available on that deck. Her friend in the cabin next door waited until after the lifeboat drill, only to be told they were completely sold out for the week. Cruise lines keep a very limited supply of these items, usually only 5 to 10 per deck. This includes egg crate pads, extra firm pillows, and even extension cords for medical devices. If you don't secure these items during the golden window of boarding, you are stuck with the standard issue equipment. This matters because a comfortable bed is the difference between a rejuvenating trip and a backache that lasts. 6. Audit your paperwork and perks immediately. Cruise lines frequently forget to apply loyalty perks, onboard credits, or prepaid beverage packages to your account on day one. Most passengers think, "I'll check the bill at the end," but by then, the accounting window has closed. A 70-year-old from Seattle was promised free laundry as part of her elite status. She didn't check her digital account until day 4, only to find she'd been charged $120 for 2 bags of washing. When she went to guest services, they told her the system error could only have been fixed if she reported it within the first 24 hours. She lost over $100 in value simply because she trusted their computer system. This matters because cruise ships process thousands of bookings a day, and errors are statistically inevitable. If you don't catch a missing perk on day 1, you are essentially giving the cruise line a tip they didn't earn. Open the Cruise Line's app or visit the guest services desk within 2 hours of boarding to confirm every single onboard credit and perk is active. 5. Hunt for hidden storage like a detective. Cruise cabins are designed for maximum efficiency, but most seniors miss out on nearly 40% of the available storage space because it's hidden. Most travelers live out of their suitcases all week because they think the tiny closet is their only option. A 68-year-old Denver resident spent 7 days tripping over her bags, only to discover on the final morning that there were deep drawers hidden under the sofa and a storage compartment inside the vanity stool. She could have had a spacious, organized room, but instead, she felt cramped and stressed for the entire vacation. This matters because clutter is the #1 cause of accidents in small cabins. When you're tripping over shoes and bags, you're much more likely to have a fall. Cruise lines bank on you not finding these spots so you feel crowded and are more likely to book a more expensive suite on your next trip. Spend 5 minutes investigating every panel in the room. Pull on everything, look under the bed, and check behind the mirrors for hidden shelves. 4. Deploy magnetic hooks and organizers. Your cabin walls are made of solid metal, and that is your secret weapon for keeping a tiny room organized and safe. Most passengers don't realize they can turn their walls into a vertical storage system. A 71-year-old from Phoenix brought a pack of heavy-duty magnetic hooks and used them to hang her lanyards, sun hats, and even her wet swimsuits. Her cabin felt like a boutique hotel, while her neighbor's room was a disaster zone of wet clothes and misplaced keycards. For seniors, keeping the floor clear is a major safety issue. A cluttered floor is a trip hazard, especially if the ship hits rough water in the middle of the night. This matters because one fall can end your cruise and land you in the ship's infirmary with a bill that rivals the cost of the trip itself. Vertical storage isn't just about being tidy. It's a critical safety strategy for small spaces. Pack a set of 25 lb rated magnetic hooks in your carry-on and place them on the walls the second you enter to keep your gear off the floor. 3. Turn underbed space into a slide-out drawer. Leaving your suitcase in the corner of the room is the biggest space-wasting mistake a cruiser can make. Most passengers think the area under the bed is just for dust, but it's actually the most valuable real estate in the cabin. A 69-year-old from Chicago slid her suitcase under the bed but kept the lid unzipped and open. It became a functional, slide-out drawer for her dirty laundry and bulky items, keeping her floor completely clear of clutter all week. Suitcases take up roughly 15% of the walkable floor space in a standard interior or balcony cabin. By hiding them, you effectively upgrade your room size for free. This matters because it gives you more room to move safely, especially if you use a cane or walker. Most ship beds are high enough to accommodate even the largest hardshell luggage, but many passengers never even think to check. Nest your smaller carry-on bags inside your larger suitcases and slide them under the bed the very moment you finish unpacking. 2. Never open the balcony while the AC is on. On modern ships, opening the balcony door will automatically kill your air conditioning, and it won't reset for up to an hour. Most cruisers think they can enjoy the ocean breeze while keeping the room cool, but the truth is, you're creating a moisture trap. A 67-year-old from Miami opened her balcony door to enjoy the sound of the waves while she got ready for dinner. Within 10 minutes, the room was so humid that the carpet felt damp and her mirrors were totally fogged over. A hidden sensor had shut off the AC system, and it took nearly 2 hours for the humidity to clear out after she closed the door. This matters because high humidity in a small space can trigger mold issues and make the room feel much warmer than it actually is. Furthermore, never open the hallway door and the balcony door at the same time. It creates a high-pressure wind tunnel that can slam doors with enough force to break fingers. Pick a climate mode. Either keep the balcony door locked and the AC on, or turn the AC off entirely before you open the balcony. 1. Don't touch the free snacks or water. The premium bottled water and snack baskets placed on your desk are the #1 blindside charge for seniors. Most travelers see these items artfully arranged and assume they are a welcome gift from the cruise line. A 73-year-old from San Antonio saw 3 large bottles of water on her desk and assumed they were complimentary. She drank them over the first 2 days and was hit with a $32 charge on her final bill. Cruise lines place these items in high-visibility areas specifically because they know you thirsty after a long day of travel. They bank on you not reading the tiny, fine-print neck tags that list the $8 price tag. Even if you have a premium drink package, it almost never covers the items found inside your cabin. This matters because it is a predatory tactic designed to catch you when you at your most tired and least observant. Check every item for a price tag, and if you see bottled water or snacks you didn't specifically order, ask the steward to remove them immediately to avoid any accidental charges. Knowing these 20 cabin tricks is the difference between a relaxing retirement getaway and a week spent fighting with guest services over hundreds of dollars in bogus charges. Your first 30 minutes in that stateroom are the most important part of your entire journey. Don't let the cruise line's 18-minute turnover strategy or their hidden sensors cost you your hard-earned savings. If you found these tips helpful, hit that like button so other senior travelers can avoid these traps, and subscribe so you never miss my next Insider Cruise Expose.